Shocking, absolutely shocking. 74 deaths haven't changed a thing. Those who are fortunate to survive the Mumbai building crash have been moved to a building which is as dilapidated, as illegal, as dangerous as the one they were fortunate to survive. Now, the constant allegation that's leveled in Mumbai is that there is this nexus between builders, the babus and the politicians. Headlines today has been able to access the series of letters written by senior forest official departments. The last letter is written 11/6/2011. It's to the Chief Secretary of Maharashtra. It's written by a senior forest department official in which he alleges that his department wanted to conduct a demolition of illegal structures in the Mumbai area, and they were stopped to do so by a senior NCP leader. Jitendra Awad is joining us on this broadcast. He's the councillor from Mumbai in Thane, where the building crash actually took place. Joining us also on this program is G.R. Khainar, former Deputy Commissioner of the BMC, the man we know as the demolition man of Mumbai. With us also at this time is Kirit Somaiya from the BJP. I want to read to you, Mr. Jitendra Awad, excerpts from this letter written by the Chief Forest Officer to the Chief Secretary of Maharashtra. No, please allow me to tell the viewers. Please allow me to tell the viewers. I know. It's a confidential letter in which it says that Jitendra Awad called up the officer on the telephone, used threatening and foul language. They wanted to demolish illegal structures but were stopped by you from doing so. Mr. Jitendra Awad, sir.
See, first of all, I don't remember what happened in June 11, 2013. But I did go and meet the Chief Conservator of Forest, Thane, in his office. The story goes that they wanted to pull down some hutments and some shops on the old Bombay-Pune road, which existed there from 60s, 70s and 80s. It is a village of the inhabitants of that village are the Agri community of Thane, who are the original inhabitants of that area. On that particular day, those people called me up and asked me to come and see what is going on. They were all on the road. When I reached there, they said that we have been staying here. They showed me all their tax receipts. They all showed me the Gumasta license, other licenses. Their mothers, fathers, old members of the families came out and told me the history of this area and how they have been residing here. So I took a stand that you cannot break anybody's house just because you want to, on a sudden morning, you see the sunlight and say, today we have to demolish this. No. So it was my clear stand, and it is my clear stand now also.
Those are not the facts that have been put out by the Forest Department, Mr. Awad. You'd allow me to quote from this letter. It says that the Forest Department, with the help of the Thane Municipal Corporation, took out a demolition drive, but Jitendra Awad, the MLA from Mumbai Kalwa, with his supporters, stopped and abused the demolition squad and stopped the work. Why would you abuse the people from the corporation who are doing their work, and why would you interfere in what they are doing, sir?
As Mr. Rahul Kawal, sir, if a shanty or a house as old as 1980 is to be demolished in 2001, that is 31 years after its structure was put in, I think as a representative of the people, it's a matter of fact that 70% of people in Thane city, mark my words, Thane city, are staying in illegal structures. Nearly 10 lakh residents in Thane district are staying in illegal structures. Now, when a city has 70% of illegal structures on place, and with the history of 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, if suddenly you want to demolish it, as a leader of those areas, as a people's representative of those areas, what should I do? I should have folded my hands and stand, Acha, come and break it. I will have to take a stand. Either I stand by the people or tell the people.
But is that not what vote bank politics is all about? The structure might be old, but it is illegal. Is that not what vote bank politics is all about? For the sake of your vote, you're prepared to jeopardize their lives. 74 people died in Mumbai last week as a consequence of policies of the sort that you're talking about, Mr. Awad.
Mr. Rahul Kawal, now, don't intermingle the issue.
But it is
the issue is that these buildings were, these buildings or the constructions of the buildings go on for weeks, months. What we have told the commissioner, told the municipal corporation, told the CM of Maharashtra, that the moment he digs for an illegal construction, he should be taken into custody and then he should be stopped from doing it. You allow a building to come up. See, there are nearly 20, say about 74,000 buildings in Thane alone. How much? 74,000. Now, 74,000 buildings in Thane have not come in a day. Now, there are illegal structures in Mumbai. I have come to Mumbai only in last 3 years. Now, Mumbai has been there from last 60s and 70s when the illegal construction started. No individual is responsible for that. There are socio-economic problems related to it. It is illegal. But then, when a person comes in, takes his, puts the amount of his life, the earnings of his life into it, and purchases a flat, a house, which is a bungalow for him, stays there for 20 years, and one fine day the government feels that it should be demolished. It is impossible. Where are you going to shift the 5 lakh residents of Mumbai and nearly say about 50 lakh residents of Thane if you decide to break all the illegal buildings?
Okay, you've made some points. Let me get in Mr. Kirit Somaiya first to respond, because Jitendra Awad says people have been staying there for 30 years. He admits it's illegal, but he says as the representative of those people, it is his responsibility to stand up for his voters. He's making no bones about it tonight. Mr. Kirit Somaiya, please.
First of all, we must understand the issue. One is irregular. Second issue is if something has come up, but there is a need to regulate. And the third one is the scam, the nexus. What is happening at present, or what we have seen in Mumbai, is the nexus between few dirty politicians. Let me quote few dirty politicians, land mafias, and few engineers. This nexus has come up. I would urge Awad, and he will agree with me. Yes, the real estate prices in after 2005 has become horrible. No middle class, no downtrodden people can afford to purchase a house either in Mumbai or Thane region. But at the same time, we have to be careful that we can't allow such type of building. What is the Mumbai building come up on a nala? If a building is coming up on the nala, it is going to happen after, it may take 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. At least let the government start a strong action, stringent action, whatever is illegal. If it is a forest land, if it is a collector land, let the government take a policy decision. And otherwise, two things must be differentiated. One, a small hutman come. Hutman, the poor people are constructing hut because they don't have space to live. But simultaneously, we should see the land mafias, the building mafias. There are thousands of such buildings in extended suburb of
No,
Mumbai,
you aren't answering my question, Mr. Kirit Somaiya, because there are leaders from all parties involved in this nexus. I'm asking you a direct question tonight. Do you believe that the illegal constructions should be brought down? Because the charge against Jitendra Awad is he didn't allow the forest department officials, the corporation officials to do their job. He says he has a reason. Do you buy his explanation or not? Or do you believe if it's illegal, if it's dangerous, if people can die in the future, those buildings need to be demolished? Mr. Somaiya.
Rahul, once again I am bringing to your notice, one is illegal structure, multi-story building come up, which is dangerous to the life of the poor people, the common man. And there may be some issue where irregularity might have been observed, but at the same time, whether it is myself or a political leader, public representative belong to any section of the political segment, we can bring it to the notice of the leadership, the minister, concerned department, but we must see that we must restrain our action and the language. We can't threat the official.
You are saying that Mr. Jitendra Awad should not have abused officials, should not have stopped them from doing their job, because at the end of the day, they were executing their mandate, Mr. Awad. You're a publicly chosen representative of the people, and this official says, from what I've been able to translate, he says you were abusive, You stopped the demolition squad, you called up the senior officials, you didn't allow them to do their job. Is it okay for a public representative to use foul language against officials who are essentially trying to just do their job, Mr. Awad?
See, what language I used, I don't remember. Now it's 2 years old. But I have been time and again telling you that a structure which was existing there from 1980, where the inhabitants of that local area were staying in, was a old structure, old one-floored, a single baiti chal जिसको बोलते हैं झुग्गी झोपड़ी in Hindi. वैसी झुग्गी झोपड़ियाँ थी, and then they started demolishing it. I don't think I have done anything wrong, and if it is a crime, then probably this kind of crime will have to be committed in Madras, in Bangalore, in Calcutta, in Delhi, because illegal structures are not mushrooming only in Mumbai. Illegal structure problem starts from Mumbai, ends in Kanyakumari and Kashmir, in Calcutta and Himachal Pradesh too. So probably this is a nationwide issue of illegal structures. Yes, the point you said, that if it is a dangerous building, no politician will ever come in and say, no, 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 don't bring this building.
But that's exactly
you
what
break
happened.
The building, you do anything.
That is exactly what has happened, Mr. Awad. Now, in the 74 people who died in Mumbai, in that building, sir, people have moved to another dangerous, dilapidated building just opposite the road. Headlines today went and did a ground investigation. They've been moved to an equally dilapidated, equally dangerous building across the road. That's the reality.
Mr. Rahul Kanwar, the incidents which happened in Mumbai and the place where the shanties are existing is nearly a kilometer away. Geographically, I am speaking. And for the second reason, it doesn't come under Mumbai. It comes under a place called Shir, which is near Kalyan, near Navi Mumbai, and far away from Mumbai.
No. I'm sorry.
But the truth is that 70% of the city, name it Waghli State, name it Kisan Nagar, name it Lewiswadi, name it Karwalu Nagar, name it Parera Nagar, name it Lewiswadi, you name the area and it is illegal. Because
let me bring in G.R. Khainar,
probably
the original demolition man of Mumbai. Mr. Khainar, Jitendra Awad is unabashed. He says if stopping the demolition of an illegal structure in my area is a crime, then there are criminals all across the country. He also admits that 70% of the buildings in that area are illegal, but he says people have been staying there for 30 years. Therefore, he was right in doing whatever he could to stop officials from demolishing the building. You are the original demolition man. What do you want to tell Mr. Jitendra Awad, Mr. Khainar?
Yeah, let us make a difference. One, this is a very tragic incident, very shocking, and such a multi-story building should have not been allowed. For the time being, if we limit to this particular issue, this building has come up within last 2 years. Last 2 months, maybe a few months, not very old. And this is a multi-story building, not one. There are another 2 buildings close by. So 3 buildings have come up within a very short time. The incident that has been described is of 2011. We are in 2013. So let us consider this first. So this building, such a multi-story building, during such a short time cannot come. This builder must have approached our netas, local representatives. He must have paid amount. Thereafter, he must have either come to the deputy commissioner or his agent. He must have paid the amount to the deputy municipal commissioner. Then all hierarchy, assistant commissioner, engineer, assistant engineer, junior engineer, sub-engineer, even Mukadam. He must have paid to Mukadam also very substantial amount. After taking their clearance, he started the construction work. During the construction, he was aware, and the municipality must have informed him, officers, that there is likelihood to be a very serious complaint. So please put some people inside. So workers who were working in the building, he arranged those workers plus some people here and there and put them all in the building without shelling the building. And as a result, he has also utilized substandard material. No engineer, no architect.
Absolutely.
So no supervision.
You've hit the nail on the head. That there is a nexus, Mr. Awad, between netas, between builders, between babus, which is why these illegal buildings come up in the first place. If politicians were not part of this matrix, these illegal buildings couldn't have come up at all, Mr. Awad.
Mr. Rahul Kawal, on the floor of the house where I have the opportunity to speak in the floor and the lawmaking body of Maharashtra. From the time I have been elected till date, I am one of the people's representatives who has time and again told the Chief Minister that when are you going to awake? Only when 25,000 people die? See, you are talking of a building where 74 people have died. I have 24 hours before this incident on 3rd of this month, that is April. On the floor of the house 24 hours before this incident happened on 4th, on the 3rd, when on speaking on an issue in the house, and right in front of the Chief Minister, I said that if there is an earthquake of 2.5 Richter scale in the areas of Thane, you will have to find no Samshan Bhumi. Such is the condition of the buildings. We have been demanding a housing policy from last 3 years. We are telling them you stop illegal construction. You stop the moment he digs it. You stop
no,
it.
but Netas are responsible, Mr. Awad, for allowing these buildings to come up in the first place. Netas are part of the nexus. I want to hear from Kirit Somaiya. Mr. Somaiya, if Netas weren't part of the problem...
Mr. Rahul, Rahul.
Complete your argument.
Mr. Rahul,
yes.
let me finish. Mr. Rahul, let me finish. What a Neta can do. A Neta is not a policeman. A Neta has no law in his hand. A Neta can point out that this is happening. It is for the law, the implementers of law in that area to implement the law and take strict action. Here is the MLA who is
but you want the implementers of law to take strict action, but when they go ahead and take action, people like you, Jitendra Awad, stop them from doing their job. If you say you don't have powers, you have the power to stop officials from doing their job. That's what you've done. That's what this official is complaining about.
Mr. Rahul Kawal, tomorrow, if Bombay feels that the Dharavi should be cleared because it is shanties, and you tomorrow start the action to demolish Dharavi, what should we do?
Kirit Somaiya wants to come in. Mr. Somaiya.
Will you please tell me what should we do if you want to demolish Dharavi?
No, I am not a part of the debate. I am the moderator. I don't wish to take sides. I want to hear from Kirit Somaiya.
Rahul, once again I insist, it is just an eye-opener. The Mumbai incident is an eye-opener. There are hundreds and maybe couple of thousand buildings have been come up in last couple of years on the nalas. And if Mr. Awad is going on continuously for last 3 years insisting government to take action, what the government is doing? Till
you are part of the government, Mr. Awad.
I am right.
No. How are you right? You are part of the government. You are part of the problem.
Because the ruling party politicians have become building mafias. See, we must differentiate. We can't compare Dharavi with the Mumbai incident. Because the Mumbai incident or Mumbai type building has come up with the help of and due to the beneficiary list was attend to the ruling party politician. That's why such thing is happening. That's why the government is not ready to take action. Once again, I will urge, let the ruling party people and the political activists in all the parties, they should open their eyes and they should ask government to start.
Jitendra Awad is nodding his head so strongly. You are part of the government. Mr. Awad, I don't understand this at all. You are part of the government. Your government hasn't delivered. You are part of the problem. You are bullying officials. And you are pretending as if you are someone on the outside. You are part of the system. You are part of the problem.
Mr. Rahul Kawal, I am not part of the government. I am a member of the assembly of a party which is a part of the government. I am not part of the government. If the government is sleeping, I can only shout and scream and tell. I can only shout and scream and tell the government that you are awake, and that I have done on record. You can ask a reporter, Kamlesh Sutar, to take out my speech of 3rd April and read it on your channel, and he will tell you what I have spoken. I have spoken in front of the Chief Minister, Mr. Chief Minister, and the government awake. Not before 25,000 people have died. Are you going to get out of your sleep after 25,000 people have died? This is my speech on the floor of the assembly. I might be a member of the ruling party. I am not a part of the government.
I am sorry. That's just a distinction which I don't buy, because as far as we are concerned, you are part of the Congress NCP government in Maharashtra. And that's the reality. You are part of the system.
Yes.
Someone on the outside can complain.
Yes,
Mr.
the government has not brought in any housing policy.
Do you buy the explanation that's being put out by Jitendra Awad. He says he's not part of the government and therefore cannot be held accountable for what's happening. Mr. Khainar.
If you give a little more time, I will explain everything.
Yes, please.
From all accounts. See, this is a tragic, it is a man-made calamity,
Absolutely.
not a natural calamity. And this system is very, very deep-rooted. System has become highly, highly corrupt. There is no humanity, there is no honesty in the system. And who are involved in the system? Almost all politicians, almost all parties. Every party wants to sustain money. Every MLA, MPs, Nagar Sevak wants money to contest the election. From where the money will come? It will not come from honest sources. It will come from dishonest sources. That is how this housing industry has become a very, very powerful industry. Very deep-rooted. Now, in this particular case, this, as I told you, everybody must have pocketed the money and it must have been in crores to show the building. Now, again, there is a distinction, as Mr. Awad is saying, there is no point in demolishing the shanties or the old structures. And this forest officer, I am sure, they are finding the excuse for not taking demolition action of these multi-story buildings, pointing out some shanties in the past. And second, this do not only happen with the officers. See, all the netas, almost all netas, with exception, parties, netas, public representatives, everybody is getting the money, and this industry is not limited to the this Mumbai, Mumbai, or Thane, but it has spread to all over India, and now nobody, no single, whether it is a chief minister, whether the prime minister, nobody can stop it.
No, but we have now entered into a very dangerous situation, and I just want to take a moment to explain this.
I will come to that.
Our report in
I will come to that.
Report in Mumbai shows, in the Mumbai Thane area shows that these unauthorized houses are available between 900 to 1500 rupees per square foot. Whereas the regular houses, the authorized houses, are available between 3000 and 5000, if not more, per square foot. Therefore, middle class families, even though they know sometimes that the buildings are illegal, can only afford the unauthorized houses because they are cheaper. How do we get ourselves, Mr. Khainar, out of this terrible mess? We can't afford to have 25,000 people dying on us.
No, it is not only nexus, it is a challenge to the national integrity and security.
Yes.
Say, if you allow me to quote an instance, this Dawood Ibrahim and his gang, a very notorious gang, was doing smuggling, extortion, murder and everything. They were earning the money. But this is also with the help of the politicians and officers. Now, later on, they found that the illegal industry, illegal construction is more profitable. So they entered in the Mumbai city, started the construction in 1980. By 1992, when we carried out the survey, we found that more than 5,000 illegal structures have already come up in South Mumbai. Hundreds of multi-story buildings, at least more than 200 multi-story buildings were constructed. I was specially brought in and given the job. I started demolition action. I could only demolish 28 buildings. Thereafter, hell fell on me. I have started being harassed. My commissioner started telling me to stop the demolition. Otherwise, I will have to take action against you. Ultimately, commissioner told me, if I do not suspend you, I will be suspended. I do not want to get himself suspended. So he suspended me. After suspension, again, one government gone, second government came, they dismissed me. Harassed, dismissed, transferred, and for what? To protect the buildings of the Dawood Ibrahim and his gang. Now, all these 200 buildings, out of which I have demolished around 28, not a single building was demolished before my posting, not after my dismissal, removal from the service and now retirement. 20 years have passed, not a single building has been
very
demolished.
Unfortunate. Mr. Khainar, your voters might like what you are doing, but you're also playing with their lives. These are dangerous buildings. You yourself are saying that if there's an earthquake, which is only 25,000 people will die. Do you have any solutions? Because it's easy to do this for your voters and get their votes in the next elections and get re-elected, but you're also playing with their lives, Mr. Awad.
See, basically, I am not the person who has been in Mumbai or who is representing the city for last 30 years. I am trying to tell you the constructions which have happened in last 40
What
years.
is
and
your
now we are
solution?
in a dangerous
What is
state.
the solution? Do you
So
have
are
a
you going
solution to the problem?
So the solution, that is what I have told the chief minister through the dais of the house, through the forum of the house, that you have to bring in some housing policy whereby you stop illegal structures, give some security to the illegal structures, the buildings, illegal structure, residents of the illegal structures. Bring in some good housing policy where you can accommodate them and give a permanent solution to it.
No, but there can be no freebies. The market rate has to be paid.
Free?
You can't buy a house cheap because it's 900 rupees per square foot. Even though it's unauthorized, Netas have to stop that, Mr. Kirit Somaiya. What is the solution? This is very, very dangerous. Mumbai is sitting on a tinderbox. Mr. Kirit Somaiya.
Yeah, so the first of all, we should immediately demolish all those dangerous buildings which are illegal. Number two,
no, but people like Jitendra
Rawat
Rawat won't allow that to happen.
This government is here for like 14 years. So that's why I'm telling you why they have allowed it to happen. Now finish it and take all those people who are responsible, put them behind the bar. Third thing, in last 14 years, this government is ruling. In last 14 years, the real estate prices have gone up by 400% because the ministers, their relatives have become the builders. Next point, what the government has done for the cheaper housing, there is nothing has come up. Actually, the population in the Mumbai and the Thane region has gone up by 300%, but the cheaper houses have come up in these two regions in like 14 years. Only 15,000 houses have been built up by this government. So lastly, I will say it is a political bill and the government will have to see that they are not government for the builder. They should see that they are for the poor people, for the common man, for the lower middle class and middle class people.
You know, I just hope that Prithviraj Chavan and the powers that be in Maharashtra are listening, because there are lakhs of people who are living in a death trap, and what we are seeing so far is politics. There is also, you know, a socio-economic dimension to this where poor people don't have an option, but that doesn't mean that we allow them willy-nilly to enter a death trap. That needs to be stopped. Mr. Jitendra Rawat, Kirit Somaiya and G.R. Khainar, I just wish there were more people like G.R. Khainar who had the courage in their conviction to go out and do what was right, and superiors who wouldn't stop people like Khainar from actually executing the mandate that they had instead of bullying them in this fashion. G.R. Khainar, Kirit Somaiya, Jitendra Rawat for joining us on the center stage face-off tonight. Thank you.